Hello everyone, welcome to MasterTube and welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're going to be doing the Cyberse deck. So yeah, this is one of my personal favorite decks. I really hope they add some more support to this. So yeah, let's just get right into it.
Hold up.
Alright guys, we're going to start it off pretty simple. We're going to just go from the top to the bottom first. So what you want to do is you want to run through one of this guy, Recoded Alive. Pretty much what he does is he targets one Link 3 Cyberse monster you control or is in the graveyard. You can banish the monster, and then if you do, you special summon one Code Talker from your extra deck. And if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, so pretty much after that monster is destroyed, you can summon back the banished monster that you used. So really broken card. I only want to run one of them because I want to keep this deck as low as possible. I don't want it to be like 53 or 55 like my red eyes deck that I did before. So we're just gonna run one of him. One Cyberse Beacon. This is a Cyberse deck. You're obviously going to have this. If you take battle damage, you can add one level 4 Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. The reason why I have so many monsters in this deck is because their effects chain off of each other. So for example, Draconet, his effect is when he's normal summoned, you can special summon one normal monster from your deck, level 2 or lower. So and it's over here. So I have two of these guys. So they work off of each other. So it's not really bad. You won't get brick with this. Just trust me, I've never gotten brick with this deck. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never gotten brick with this deck. So trust me, the monsters are fine. Add as many of them as there in this deck. So next one is Parallel Port Armor. You pretty much just protect your Link card. Really juicy. So next one, Double Signet Conflict. You just negate any effect that activates if you have a Code Talker. So it's really good. You want to try to get this card out as soon as possible. So what you want to do is you want to try in your first or second turn, try to get a Code Talker out. There's a lot of Link monsters on here, but you notice these guys are code monsters. This is Trans Code Talker and D Code Talker, Power Code Talker. So you want to get those guys out first and then activate that trap card to negate their first party hands, because most of the FTK decks work off of the first cards in their hand. So if you negate that, it pretty much stops all their plays. Really good. Two of these guys. I'm sorry, two Cyber Beacons, not one. Two Cyber Beacons. I just had my head messed up. Onto the spell cards, because that's all the traps in the entire deck. Trust me, that's all you're gonna need. You don't even need that many traps, because the monster effects are like their own traps. Next up, two one-time Pasco, just quick tokens, just to start off. Just in case you have that many monsters, you can start your combo instantly. Lake Spider, you can use with the token, so it's fine. Two of these guys, even though you can only activate them once per turn. Two Cyberse Magicians, really juicy card. It's like the Dark Magician of the Cyberse deck, only that it's way better, because you can what you do is if you have a Link monster on the field, your opponents cannot attack any other monster you have except this guy. So what you do is the goal is to try to get a Honeybot next to Cyberse Magician, so Cyberse Magician cannot be destroyed by battle, and you have to attack Cyberse Magician, so you can't destroy Honeybot. So he's really broken. I'll tell you about that combo towards the end. One Backlinker. If your opponent has a monster in the X deck, you can special summon this guy from your hand. Really juicy. One Cynet Ritual. You're going to need him to ritual summon Cyberse Magician, obviously. So two of these guys, because I have two Cyberse Magicians. And of course, like all the other ritual spell cards, he has another effect. If you control no monsters, you can banish this spell card and a ritual monster. So you can banish this and this if they're in the grave. Just special summon two tokens. So just pretty much protect yourself. Make sure you don't die. Really, really good. You'll never not have any effect to activate when you're playing this deck. Trust me. One Cynet Recovery. When a Link monster you control gets destroyed, special summon one non-Link monster. So really good. If you use monsters to Link summon it and the Link's monster gets destroyed, you can special summon the monsters back. Just so many special summons. Double Draconet. You pretty much use him to get to your Bitrons. So really good. Double. And you can also search him with another card that I'm going to show you in a little bit. Backup Secretary. Really good. Only one of her, because I want to kind of try to keep the deck minimum. You can special summon her if you have a Cyberse monster on the field. All your entire deck is Cyberse, so you'll always be able to special summon her. One Lockout Garda, really good, because if you have no monster in your field and you think you're about to lose, you can special summon him from the field when an opponent's attacking, and he cannot be destroyed by battle. So the bad thing is he's in attack mode, so you still lose life points, but he won't be destroyed by battle, so it'll slow things down. Triple Balance Lord. If you don't want to summon him, you can activate his effect, pay 1,000 life points, and you can normal summon again. So if you have him on the field and someone like him, you can normal summon him first, activate his effect, then normal summon Draconet, and then Draconet will activate its effect to special summon one Bitcoin. And you have 3 monsters on the field, and you can easily start your links up. So triple him. This guy's a beast. Double degrade Buster. He's so broken. You can banish 2 Cyberse monsters from your graveyard, spell summon them to the field, and then if you have a monster on your opponent's side of the field that has more attack than you do, you can activate your effect and banish that monster. Okay, you can banish that monster for 1 turn, and on the next turn he comes back. But what's so broken is it's a quick effect. So once the monster comes back, it's technically his turn again, and then when he activates an effect, you can activate your exact same effect you just did last turn, which it was when it was your turn, and banish him again. So he's pretty much you can just keep the monster off the field at all times, and you can special summon him as many times. You can only use the effect once per turn, but you can special summon him anytime. So you can special summon him twice if you have 2 of them in your hand. It doesn't matter. And you don't have to keep banishing monsters from your grave either. Once you banish the monster once, you can keep on using his effect. It doesn't matter. So really broken card. Double Lady Debugger. So what you want to do is to be able to special summon, you normal summon her, and then you add Backup Secretary to your hand, and then you can special summon Backup Secretary because Lady Debugger is a Cyberse monster, so you easily get 2 cards easily for link summon. Mandatory card, Soul Charge, because you can link easier. It's good because it's not good at the same time, because when you special summon the monsters, they aren't going to the link zone, so it's kind of hard, but you know it's a good card. 1 for 1. Because you want to use this card to get this guy. So he's really good. If you use him, I'll get to him in a second. So 1 for 1. Double Clock Wyvern. I was going to add the Cyberse one in this deck, the Cyberse Clock Dragon, but I might add it in another deck. You guys can add it if you want to. It's just my preference. Use this deck as a guide, and you can edit whatever you want. But I like to keep this deck as low as possible, so don't add too many cards. Double Clock Wyvern, because you can normal summon him, and then you can half his attack and summon a 1 token. So easily 2 monsters. Mandatory card, Dot Scraper. When he's tributed and he goes to the graveyard, or if he's banished, you can special summon him right back to the field. Pretty much a link. So if you summon him and you tribute him for any link monster, he goes right back to the field. So it's pretty much a link 3. Anything you do. Good card. You can target 1 monster in your graveyard and special summon it to the link monster. So really good. Double Interrupt Dual Resonator, because when you take effect damage, battle or effect damage, you can special summon from your hand, and he gains attack equal to the damage you took. So if someone pops you with like 3k, you can special summon from your hand, and then he gets 3k. So really juicy. Double Widget Kid. I'm thinking about taking him out for 2 more backup secretaries. I don't know, but for now he's a really good card. Keep him in there. 2 of him. He special summons a Cyberse monster from your hand instead of from your deck, from your hand. 2 defect compilers. You pretty much negate card damage effect, and you can and it pretty much gives yourself a counter. If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains, he used Yusaku used this card a lot, so it's really cool. And you can add the counter to a monster, and the monster gains 800 attack, so it's pretty good. You can negate counter. What is that? Once per turn, if you would take damage from an opponent's card effect, so it pretty much does that. 2 of him. You want to run 3 defect compiler. Because he's really good. He's level 2. He's level 3, so it's really good. In fact, you can shrink him to 2 if you want. You can shrink him to 2. 1 micro coder, really good because if you use him as a link summon, you can use him as a link summon from your hand. So if you had like 1 monster on the field and you need to link 2 or something, or if you had 2 monsters on the field, you need to do a link 3. You can still use him, but it has to be linking a code talker. So if you want to do decode talker, but you only had 2 cards on your field, and you had him in your hand, you can still do Decode Talker. And if you use him for a Decode Talker, you can add 1 spell or trap side net card from your deck to your hand. Really juicy. It's a good search engine, so 2 of him. In fact, run 2 of Defect Compiler and 3 of Microcode. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. But that's okay. 2 Spoil Code. You pretty much, if there's 3 Cyrus monsters in your graveyard, so this is a card good for later. It's a quick play spell, so it's really good. You can set it as a trap and use it later. And you special summon 3 tokens. Really good. It's just like stalling or link. You can link later. Scapegoat. Be careful when you use this card, because if you use it the first turn, you can't link summon anymore. So you want to use it on your opponent's turn, like on your opponent's end phase. You set it, and right when he's about to end this phase, then you activate it. And then when it's your turn, you can link off of that. Don't use it when it's actually your turn, because it will stop all your plays. Double Scapegoat and a double Spoil. 1 Monster Reborn, obviously. You need every deck needs this. Double Bitron, because he's gonna be able. You're gonna be able to search him with Draconet and special summon him, and you can use him obviously if he's already in your hand. You can just summon him with Link Spider. So if Link Spider's on the field, you can use Link Spider's back and special summon him. So really good. And 1 Silent Universe. I had the other field spell, but it's really bad. The other field spell with Silent only works for co-linked monsters. This field spell
helps all link monsters on your field, and they all get 300 attack. And you can target one monster in your graveyard and shuffle it back into your deck. So if you accidentally, like, if you use up your backup secretary and you need that effect again, because obviously, let's say you since you're running 2 of him, you're gonna want to special summon something from your hand, or let's say I said double the Lady Debugger. So if you have her in your hand and you already use her up, you can use this effect field spell, bring this card back into your deck, and then normal summon her, and then you'll be able to still do Link 2. So really good. And that's it for the main deck. On to the extra deck. 1 Firewall Dragon. I don't have to explain this card to you guys. 2 Transcode Talkers, because he's really good. He can bring back level 3, Link 3 or lower Cyberse monsters. So really broken effect, which is why you want to run 2 of him. 1 Nightmare Phoenix to pop spell and trap card, and if it's co-linked, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. 1 Nightmare Cyberse, because if you link summon it, you can pop 1 special summon monster, and if it's co-linked, you cannot be destroyed by card effects. So cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be destroyed by card effects if you properly link them up. So, and then obviously one Link Spider, you want to obviously have him because you have so many ways to summon tokens, and most of your deck, most of your Link monsters require Cyberse monsters. Those tokens are Cyberse monsters, but they're not effect monsters. Link Spider has an effect, so you want to use Link Spider first on the token, then you want to Link Spider, Link summon these Link monsters. So 1 of him, 1 Link Karibo. So if you have a token on the field, you can do Link Karibo and Link Spider. 1 Encode Talker, 1 Decode Talker, and 1 Power Code Talker. These guys are broken. You can the monster pointed to this card can attack, and then you can make that attack 0 damage. You lose nothing, and then you can take the opponent's monster's attack. You can pretty much copy it. You don't take them, so you can copy it and then add it to the Encode Talker, and then he can attack with their monster's attack. So if there's a monster on the field that's stronger than you, you can pretty much still take him down. You guys already know what he does. He's really broken. Probably one of the best cards in the deck. You link summon him. He gains 500 attack for each card pointed to him, and you can you have 2 negates pretty much. Power Code Talker, really broken also. He can go up to 4K, 43K, I'm sorry. If a monster's pointed to him, you can attack and then tribute the monster pointed to him and get up to 43K. So you can take out any blue eyes with that. Really broken card too. If he's linked, he cannot be destroyed by a card effect or a battle. And he only takes 2 effect monsters, so he's a Link 2. You need a few Link 2s in this deck for it to work, so he's a really good one. Xcode Talker is really good. If there are however many Link monsters on the field, you can close out main monster zones on your opponent's side of the field. So if you have 3 Link monsters on your field, you can close out 3 zones from your opponent's field. Really broken, and any card that's linked to it gets 500 attack. So you want to put this under your Link monsters. You don't want to put this on the top, but if you have to, do what you gotta do. Really important card, Cyberse Witch. She pretty much searches this guy. So when you summon her, you want to special summon another monster to her zone to activate her effect. But be really careful, guys. You can only activate and resolve this effect if there's a spell card in your graveyard. So what you do is, for example, you activate this or any spell card and have that card in your grave. And then once you link summon her, you have to have another way to special summon a monster next to her to activate her effect. She pretty much gives you a free Signet Ritual and a free Signet, a Cyberse Magician to your hand. And then you can do it like that. And then you also, don't forget, activate her second effect. It won't automatically activate, so you're going to have to touch it and activate her second effect to special summon 1 Cyberse monster from your graveyard to your the monster to the link she's pointing to. So you pretty much get a monster for free, and you get Cyberse Magician. So really broken. So what I do is, if I have him in my hand, I'll use her effect and then get him, and then use him and tribute my D-Gary Buster to have him on the field. And then 1 Honeybot, obviously, because I told you the goal is to get Honeybot on the field and Cyberse Magician on the field. So if Honeybot's on the field, you cannot destroy Cyberse Magician, and if Cyberse Magician's on the field, and if there's a Link monster on the field, you can only attack Cyberse Magician. So it's a broken combo. Try it out, guys. Honeybot and Cyberse Magician, really broken. Next one is a Security Dragon. He's a good co-link card. You can co-link him with Transcode Talker, which is why I said double. So for example, if you have 3 monsters, you want to link summon Security Dragon first, and then you'll have 2 monsters left. You have a regular monster and then a Link 2 monster. Then you want to link summon Transcode Talker, which will be a Link 3. Then you want to activate Transcode Talker's effect to bring back Security Dragon, and because he's pointing down and because he's pointing up, it's a co-link, so you can activate Security Dragon's effect and pop 1 monster on the field. The monster goes back to the opponent's hand, and you gain 500 attack points. So really broken. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys like this deck profile, let me know in the comments below. You can add whatever card you want to this deck if you want to. You can take out a few trap cards or add more trap cards if you want. There's a lot of other side net cards, for example. You can add side net backdoors to you can banish a monster and then get it back on your next turn. Really broken cards, so you guys can add that if you want. But I recommend just keeping it at 45, 48 cards, like this right here. Really good deck. Try it out, guys. Trust me. I'm going to show you guys a little battle I did with this deck. So we're gonna go. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a little battle I did with this deck real quick. Really broken. So this is my starting hand. I pretty much wanted to get out a really good monster first, and its effect. What I'm doing right now is Link Spider. I'm gonna slow it down real quick. Link Spider. Right now I have a Link Spider on the field, 2 normal monsters, and then a Clock Wyvern because it's his effect. So what I want to do is I want to try to get Transcode Talker out and Security Dragon to pop his monster and to be able to negate by effects. So I activate. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Security Dragon, like I just said, and then him. So that's a Link 4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to link something to Link 3. But as you can see, guys, I popped that monster before I got Transcode Talker out because of Code Talker. So you really want to have both these monsters, Transcode Talker and Code Talker. Code Talker, you can't. He's not destroyed by battle or card effect because he's linked to a monster. So I activated what's his name's dragon to pop the monster out first. So now when I link summon Security Dragon back to him, I can attack with the gain 500 attack. So Code Talker first, guys, then Transcode. So as you can see, I made a little false mess up right there. I should have gotten Security Dragon, but it's okay because Code Talker allows me to negate. I can't be destroyed by card effect when there's points to it, but Transcode Talker wasn't, so it just can't be targeted, but it can still be destroyed. You guys know Mirror Force doesn't target, so it's destroyed Transcode Talker. But since I destroyed it, I had this spell card, so I brought back Clock Wyvern with the spell card effect. So I still have a Link 3. I can still do a Link 3. So I Link summon another Transcode Talker, which that's why I say run doubles of him. And my opponent really can't do anything because I activated this trap card. Whenever I have a Code Talker on the field, I can negate a spell, trap, or monster effect, and he cannot activate anything related to that for the rest of the turn. Really broken trap card, guys. He can't really do much, so he just ends his turn. And now that it's my turn again, I have Transcode Talker's effect again. So I activate Transcode Talker's effect and bring back Security Dragon. If activate effect, pop a monster again, and now I can just battle. And he can't target me with card effects, so I'm really juicy. He doesn't have anything. He can't really do anything because he can't target me with card effects, and I have 500 attack for each monster. So what he tries to do is bring back my monster because he knows it's fancy. So and then he does that, and I activate my spell card. Bring back another monster because I have Silent Recovery. Really important card, guys. It's a continuous spell. Anytime a Link monster gets destroyed, you can spell summon a Cyberse monster back to the field. So he destroys my Security Dragon. I bring back Clock Wyvern. When Clock Wyvern is normal summon or special summon, I can have half his attack and bring back another token. So I still have monsters on the field at all times, guys, even though it's not even my turn. So really broken. Really broken, guys. He doesn't have anything else to do, so it's my turn now. I have all these cards. I special summon him by banishing 2. And he used the effect, pretty much just kill him right there because I tributed my Degrade Buster. He gains double attack, 23, 23, 46. Bam, done. GG. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want another deck profile, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.